Right, good evening ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the LNR Season 4 reveal. I can see you there, Connor. Just let me know you guys can hear me. Just want to check that's all fine before I get underway with speaking loads and it being completely pointless. Wonderful, loud and clear. There we go. So, as usual, welcome aboard. I'm glad you guys can all join me on the stream on my own this evening because I think Tom's decided to go to Disneyland Paris. Pretty certain that's where he's gone to. But don't quote me on that. Anyway, whilst I wait for my laptop for just a second, it's just catching up. There we go. Right, we'd like to start the stream by just thanking all of the drivers really for taking part and your continued support with the league. We'd like to thank you all from the admin team. It's been a massive help having you guys around and being here week in, week out, taking part in all the races, all the events that we run, and we hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. We'd also like to welcome Ben and Maz on board as our new team of race stewards. So a massive help to have them guys joining us each week and helping us out with any incidents that occur on track. And just generally everyone's continued support, and we apologise for the lack of streaming towards the end of Season 3, but we're hoping to get that sorted very, very soon. Season 3 was quite an exciting one, as you all sort of found out. However, there was a massive amount of dominance from Joseph Morados, who really, really showed exactly how quick he is around most of the circuits in Season 3. RP put up a worthy fight, but in the end, it was Mr. Morados in his Aston Martin that you can see there on the screen that took the Drivers' Championship for Season 3. RP, however, put up a worthy fight, and there were plenty of great battles throughout the field, but well done to Joseph. And we must also congratulate the AlphaTauri boys, RP Lai and Drew, on their victory in the Constructors' Championship. So well done to those guys. What we're going to do now, before I move on to the Season 4 calendar, dates and everything to do with that, is we're just going to look over the Season 3 awards. These will be all posted in the Discord very, very soon. In fact, probably in a few minutes once the stream is done. But of course, as with Season 2, we're doing the same thing again. We're offering out the season awards. So we've got multiple awards here: victories, podiums, constructors, driver's choice, fastest laps, pole positions. Very much the same as last season. So we congratulate the driver's champion, as we all know, is Joseph Morados. Nearly said RP there. He nearly had it. Nearly had it last season as well. But unfortunately for him, he is the runner-up. Victories award. So this award is for the most victories, and with a total of 11 victories over 24 races, so nearly just shy of the 50% mark, was Joseph Morados, picking up 11 victories, which is, I think, a record. Next up, we have the most podiums achieved award. So this was a tight one working throughout the season, and once again it just shows dominance here, and it's Joseph Morados who picks up the podiums award as well, with 15 podiums in total. So in over half of the races he achieved a podium, and I must say the majority of those, bearing in mind he had 11 victories, the majority of those podiums were on the top step as well. So fantastic effort there from Joseph. The Constructors' Champions, as we all know, is AlphaTauri, driven by RP Lai and Drew Cam. So congratulations to you guys for taking the Constructors' Championship award. And next up, we go down to the Fastest Lap award. So the Fastest Lap award, as you'll know, each week we take the fastest lap from the feature race and put that down. And that constitutes towards this award here. So the Fastest Lap award, once again, goes to Joseph Morados with 7 fastest laps in the feature races. The Pole Position Award. This may just be the one that has slipped away. So the Pole Position Award goes to Jimmer, who came along and got 3 Pole Position Awards. We've had many tense qualifying sessions this season, as you'll all be aware. Many people just pipping in the last minute of qualifying just to upset the field and pick up that last second pole. But Gemma takes that award with 3 pole positions. Now, the last week we've also been voting, so we've had the Driver's Choice Award, very much like we did last season, and this has been for who you guys, the drivers, have voted for as their driver of the season, and it's probably going to come to no doubt as to who is going to get this award. However, it was tight. There were a few people who were closely following on, but that award goes to Joseph Morados. So, of the 6 awards other than Drivers' Champion, Joseph has almost done the clean sweep and picked himself up 4 of the 6. So, fantastic effort from Joseph last season. What a season he's had, and will he be able to replicate it in Season 4? Right, without further ado then, let's move on to Season 4, because I can't stay nattering about Season 3 this entire time. We're going to give you a bit of information on it as far as format goes. The format itself won't change in any way, really. However, the length of the season will. So what we've got is a usual short quali, a 25% sprint race, and a 50% feature race. There will be a reverse top 10 from the sprint race. The 25% will form the grid for the 50%. So if you finish 10th, you start on pole, pole drops to 10th, and so on and so forth. We find that in every season, this has just kept the battling a bit fiercer in the mid-pack, and people don't tend to give up as much, because if you're sort of P11, P12, you're still fighting to get that pole position in the feature race, and that really does help. And it adds, even from, I've been in that predicament this season a couple of times where you think, actually, I'm a bit further down, but I can still battle for a good start in the next race and pick up some valuable points. Point system for Season 4 will be very much the same again as Season 3, and we'll be running points from P1 to 15. However, you must finish the race. Any DNFs will not pick up any points. If they are within the points and they DNF, then their points will not be awarded for that particular race. So this season will be a 7-round season, purely based on the fact that this will be classed as a build-up season for the release of F1 2022. Basically, we've got a few weeks before we finally get the F1 22 drop, and so we thought we'll run a slightly shorter season. That allows us just to get onto the F1 22 game in reasonable time, because, hey, no one wants to be out of date, do they? So we've got a 7-round season. Rounds 3 and 6 will include our 5-lap sprint quali format. As you're aware, that's a 5-lapper set up by the reverse championship ordering. So round 1 of Season 4 will take place in Austria. That will be next week on the 24th of May. So we have Austria as round 1 on the 24th of May. Round 2, as usual in each season, we like to include a street circuit. And so we've gone back to one that we thought was a real good fun one to do. We last raced this circuit back in Season 1, and it was actually a really exciting race. There's plenty of battles to be had, and it's a great street circuit once you nail it, and that's Singapore. So we'll be heading to Singapore on the 31st of May for round 2. Round 3, once again, the last time we raced this circuit was Season 1, and I believe it was our season opener as well. So round 3 will take place in the USA. So we'll be in Texas for round 3. And that will be the first of our 2 sprint qualifying formats, and that will be taking place on the 7th of June. So round 3, USA, sprint qualifying format on the 7th of June. Round 4 sees us go to Brazil, another favourite circuit that we have enjoyed in a fair few seasons, but it's just a great circuit to race with plenty of action, plenty of close racing, and plenty of opportunities around that circuit. Because equally, that's just as fun. No one likes racing all the circuits where you can't overtake. It's always good to have a circuit where you feel very familiar and very comfortable around, that you can get a good move done. Round 5, once again, another circuit very similar in that sense that we're all very, very au fait with as such, and that's Monza. So round 5 takes us to Monza. That's on the 21st of June. Round 6 sees us go to Hungary for the second of the sprint race qualifying formats on the 28th. The reason we've chosen Hungary in the USA is because they are, of the circuits, 2 of the slightly more difficult to overtake. they're slightly more difficult to overtake on those circuits. So we're hoping that will help maybe just even the field out, where people on the lower end of the championship get that chance to be on pole. It may slightly slow the guys down who are starting from the back with the inability to be able to cruise past everyone at any given opportunity. So it just gives people a bit more of maybe a break. We're going to see how that goes. So that's going to be in Hungary, round 6, the next sprint qualifying. And then we'll close our season out on the 5th of July under the lights in Bahrain. Another excellent circuit where we've seen plenty of action and obviously plenty of spills there as well. But Bahrain will be our season finale for season 4. The idea of this is that will be the week after F122 comes out. The majority of people will have F122 by that point. Following this, it's sort of undecided. We think what we'll do is allow Codemasters to fix the glitches in that week. The following week on from that, we may well do a tournament before we fully start Season 5, just to allow all of the bugs, all of the lobby glitches to be out of the way before we actually get into the real action, because we found it when F121 first came out. It was a bit poor on the lobby front online, so here we go. That's the plan. We hope it works. If anything changes, obviously we'll make you all aware. But our plan for now is round 1 Austria, round 2 Singapore, round 3 USA, round 4 Brazil, round 5 Monza, round 6 Hungary, and round 7 Bahrain. So that will all be up in the Discord very, very soon and all over our Facebook page. So if you do forget, don't panic, because I'll send you a reminder. What's going on in the chat then before we do the drivers reveal? Evening, Woolsey, Max, Jonas, Connor. How are we all doing? Oh, Connor loves Monza. Singapore going to be DNF heaven. Well, you say that. I think last time was quite a record. We had a fair few people finish Singapore, and it was a good fun race around there. So we should be in for a good season. Max, by the sounds of things, you don't like Bahrain. That's music to my ears. Anyway, let's move on to the bit that you're all here for. The driver placements for Season 4. So let me get this off the screen. We've had enough of looking at this Aston Martin flicking round. Let's go all the way to this end. And let's start with the Williams team. Last season, I had the joy of driving this car, and I must say it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So, in the Williams for Season 4, we have Mad Max in Seat 1. And in Seat 2, returning to the league again, we have LFC Jakey. So, welcome back to Jakey. And your teammate will be Max this season. So, quite a strong team there. I seem to remember, though, the last time these guys raced against each other, there was carnage in Canada back in Season 2. But, hey, who's to say they can't make the dream team this season? So, in the Williams, we have Max and Jakey. Jake seems to be loving that. It's a good car. It's a good-looking car as well, I must admit. Moving on then, we will be scrapping out the Haas this season. Obviously, our season goal for Season 3 has been stand with Ukraine and just showing a bit of support there in whatever small way we can. So we will be losing the Haas and dropping to an 18-driver grid. However, for Season 5 on F122, we will be upping that again to a full 20-car grid, provided, of course, obviously they're running the current livery, which is perfectly fine. We just don't see... It's not very much, but we just don't want to run that Ural-Cali piece of shit. Anyway, moving on then, we have Alfa Romeo next. So... drivers in the Alfa Romeo for Season 4. In Seat 1, we have Ryan, owner of Eurotrips Racing League, cracking podcast that those guys do as well. So we have Ryan in Seat 1, and partnering up with him will be Blumchum89. So yes, we have Blum and Ryan in the Alfa Romeo. Once again, another fairly strong looking team there. So it will be exciting to see exactly what they can pull out the bag. Ryan has had a great season this season and been involved in some excellent battles and is a very good driver, and so equally has Blumchum. So it will be quite exciting to see what the pair of those guys can indeed muster up. Next up, we move to AlphaTauri. In my personal opinion, me and Tom always say it's one of the best looking cars on the grid. Absolutely love the look of the AlphaTauri, and that hasn't changed into the current season's car because I think it still looks absolutely stunning. It's such a good looking car. Anyway, in seat 1 of the AlphaTauri is none other than myself. So that's A. Riley 93 will be taking seat 1 in AlphaTauri. It's been a while since I've driven one of these. Drove one in previous league. It was good fun. Quite enjoyed it. Liked the car. Should be a good giggle. And joining me in the AlphaTauri from the draw will be Connor M. So welcome aboard, Connor. Let's go smash it, buddy. Team AlphaTauri all the way, yeah? So there we go. Team AlphaTauri, myself and Connor M for this next season. Should be exciting. Really looking forward to getting behind the wheel of that beast. Look at it. Stunning. Hot and spicy meat. Yeah, boy. Anyway, let's stop getting a semi over that and let's skip on to the Ferrari. So the Ferrari, a former Constructors' Championship winning car, along with the AlphaTauri. Along with the AlphaTauri, of course, the current Constructors' Champion winning vehicle. Let's see if we can make it 2 in a row. So moving on to the classic Ferrari, another cracking looking car, and of course in the 2022 season, a force to be reckoned with. In seat 1 at Ferrari for this season, it's none other than the angry Dutch guy. He's back with us for season 4. He will be taking seat 1 in the Ferrari. I knew Jimmy C would appreciate a hot and spicy meat in there. Had to get that in. Anyway, seat 2 in the Ferrari, we will see Drew Cam make his 4th seasonal appearance, having been with us for a long time. A lot of these drivers have been with us for a long time and have actually raced in the majority of our seasons. So we're really excited to have you guys back and enjoying the racing with us. Drew, who picked up a couple of podiums himself last season. So himself and Albert will be driving this wonderful red machine for season 4. Moving on to the Alpine. Yet another excellent looking car. I love that blue. Just looks shiny and good, doesn't it? Just looks shiny and good. So moving on to the Alpine. Alpine, once again, it's looking like a good team here, based around consistency. So the way we done this draw was we pulled drivers from championship finishing positions and various other aspects of the way we've seen driving in the past, and we've pulled them all together, done a big draw in different pots, a bit like you would for the Champions League. Kind of the long and short of it. But for seat 1 in the Alpine is none other than your current drivers' champion, Joseph Mrados. So he will be driving this blue beauty around the circuits for season 4. So number 1, Alpine, Joseph Mrados. In seat number 2, his partner for this season is a man that I know he has been racing with for a fair old amount of time. I've seen the two of these guys going at it for at least a couple of years now, to be fair, and that is none other than Woolsey. So Woolsey and Joseph Mrados will partner up for Team Alpine, and once again that's a fairly strong team. We saw Woolsey with some cracking results towards the tail end of season 4, so if those guys keep consistent, they'll be a force to be reckoned with as well. On to the current Drivers' Champion car, the Aston Martin driven last season by Joseph Mrados and Mr. JC. Let's see who's in it this year. So this season, we have the championship contender from last season in Seat 1, and that is RP Lai. He'll be taking this British Racing Green Aston Martin round for Season 4. So it's RP Lai, and partnering him in Seat 2 will be Mr. JC90. He's not switched teams. He's got the same car for a second season. So let's see exactly what these guys can do. We've seen some excellent teamwork from Mr. JC90 back in a couple of seasons ago, giving Blum a tow when he needed it in qualifying to help him secure a couple of pole position spots. So will it be the same this season? Can they guide that green missile to victory here in LNR Season 4? We will have to find out. But yes, we have RP Lai and Mr. JC90. Moving on then to the McLaren, my personal favourite. I must admit, that orange is just goddamn smart. So the McLaren team, if you haven't heard your name out yet and you're a McLaren fan, then you must be getting a bit excited by now. So in seat number 1 for the McLaren, we have Grimmy. Now, Grimmy was a driver last season who racked up some good results. He got himself, I believe, his first victory in LNR and picked up a couple of podiums alongside that, and has been terribly good at being consistent in Season 3. So he will be someone to keep an eye on for this season, with consistent points finishing and high up the order points finishing as well. So Grimmy will take seat 1 in that stunning looking McLaren, and partnering him will be the current and former spoon holder, the legend that is Error 6. So Error 6 will take seat 2 in the McLaren, and he'll be partnering Grimmy. Error will be looking to pick up some more points this season and hopefully palm that spoon off on someone else. So the pairing there, Grimmy seat 1, Error 6 seat 2, McLaren team for LNR Season 4. Just look at it, just appreciate it for a minute. So we move on to the final couple of teams then. So onto Red Bull, the classic Max Verstappen 2021 championship winning car in all of its controversial fashion. So taking seat 1 in the Red Bull for next season will be a driver that was with us back in Season 1, way back when LNR began. But once again, we welcome him back with outstretched arms, because we absolutely love this guy. He's been an absolutely brilliant driver for us in the past, and he's put up some excellent battles and had some great performances, and he's just an all-round good guy. So seat number 1 will be Mogi. So welcome back, Mogi. Welcome back to LNR. Here's your Red Bull. Let's go see what you can do. But of course, it's not just a one-man team, is it? Because there is a second driver, and I must admit, this team could be potentially one of the more dangerous teams on the grid. If both drivers keep it consistent and keep some good results coming in, we could see this Red Bull triumph here at LNR as well as the real world, because he's partnered by Sir Jake 15. So Sir Jake 15 takes seat 2, Mogi in seat 1 here at Team Red Bull for Season 4. Let's move on then to the very final team, and if you've been keeping tabs, which I'm sure a couple of you possibly have, you'll probably know exactly who the Mercedes team is already. So, it's like wearing a Pompey shirt for me, but I'll take it. Excellent, excellent. It's just a colour. It's just a colour, innit? They're all the same underneath. Anyway, moving on to the final team here at LNR for Season 4, and that is the trusty Mercedes. Now, we have two drivers, one of which who has been, when he's been with us for Season 2 and 3, I believe, he has been one of the quicker drivers in the qualifying format. Absolutely excellent qualifying pace, and is more than capable of getting this car on the front row of the grid, so could pose quite a threat. Taking seat 1, it's Quick Killers. So that's right, Quick Killers takes seat 1 here at Mercedes for Season 4. And joining him in seat 2 will be Dunners, who hope to make his way back onto the grid for Season 4. Had a bit of had issues going on throughout Season 3, which we are obviously completely understanding of, and we welcome him back with open arms and hope that he has a very good Season 4 as well, and he can come along and get back to it and enjoy the racing that is here at LNR. So there we have it. Your teams for Season 4. Let's just give you a quick rundown. Again, we have A. Riley 93 and Connor M in the Alpha Tauri. Joseph Murados and Woolsey in the Alpine. Aston Martin sees RP Lai and Mr. JC 90 pair up. Ferrari, Angry Dutch Guy and Drew, Mogi and Sir Jake take their seats in the Red Bull. McLaren, those orange arrows, Grimmy and Era 6. Alfa Romeo sees Ryan and Blumchump paired together. Quick Killers and Dunners retaining his seat in the Mercedes take to Season 4 as a newly formed team. And Williams, last but not least, Mad Max and LFC Jakey in the Williams. So there you have it. There is your calendar, your driver placements, your Season 3 awards, all summed up in this stream. I'd like to thank you all for joining us. And as I gave a previous shout out earlier on, please do go and check out Eurotrip's podcast. They've done some cracking jobs over there on real world F1 issues and races, and it's a good listen. So have a little look into that, and if you need any guidance on where to find it, give Drew or Ryan a message in the Discord. They'll be more than happy to help you out. Once again, we welcome Ben and Maz to the team as stewards. We're looking forward to working with them in Season 4, and of course we're looking forward to seeing all of you guys on the grid for Season 4. So we will see you next week as we head to Austria. Thank you all so much for watching, and good night.